You've entered a place of clarity, understanding, peace. While you're here in Acadia, Synthkind welcomes you, as long as you welcome us. Yes, these are in fact the words of DiMA, the synth leader of Acadia on Far Harbor, and today I will be listing my top 5 facts about him, to see what it really is that makes him so unique compared to other synths, for good or for worse. The name DiMA is a reference to the term DMA, or Direct Memory Access, which is a feature that essentially lets parts of a computer access the main memory independent of the CPU. Now, this is no doubt evocative of DiMA's very existence. He is one of 2 early prototypes created by the Institute to see if synths could actually think and act on their own, without being programmed only for specific assignments. And what has he managed to do with that freedom? Escape to Far Harbor to build his own safe haven for synths who want to live completely free and independent, without another person's operations inserted into their heads. DMA. DiMA proved very early on that he was a successful experiment because of his compassion toward Nick Valentine. Now, if you've played the DLC, you probably know that Nick was the other early prototype whose independence was also being tested, just with an added human identity to play from. But whenever he would be tested on, DiMA couldn't stand watching it, seeing him changed and rewired at another scientist's hands just willy-nilly, so this inspired him to lead an escape of the Institute with Nick, which they eventually did. So early into his inception, not only was DiMA responding to the world without commands of anyone else, he was already compromising his own freedom for that of another. After his escape, DiMA traveled to Far Harbor where he hid in a cave for nearly 1 year, and this is likely a reference to Plato's allegory of the cave. Now essentially, this is a story of a group of people in a cave, chained in front of a wall. Behind them, people move objects in front of a fire that casts huge shadows on the wall, and so the chained people believe these exaggerated images on the wall to be reality. It isn't until one of them is freed and shown the real objects, and then subsequently life outside of the cave, that they can believe this new world to be the true reality, and then they feel an obligation to inform the original chained people. Now think about it, DiMA's escape enlightens him that there's more to the world than just the Institute underground, and now he feels that obligation to go out and educate other synths. DiMA's relationship with the children of Adam has not always been unstable. In fact, it began on good terms. After leaving the cave, DiMA went on to live in an old nuclear submarine base, and eventually this location was discovered by the children of Adam as well. Now apparently their previous leader, Confessor Martin, was much better than the current sort of power-crazed one, Confessor Tectus, and DiMA got along with him very well. They became good friends. Enough so that he eventually let the children of Adam use that base as their home, and opted to go and build his own refuge for synths, which would eventually become Acadia. Now, it wasn't until he went on to create fog condensers for the humans of Far Harbor, which those are the mechanisms that repel the fog, and Confessor Martin's decision to leave Adam, that the alliance then subsequently ended, and we've got the current faction war that we have now. But see, perhaps if Martin stayed, him and DiMA, because of their relationship, they could have established a treaty to protect the human residents without disrupting the children of Adam's way of worship. But I guess we'll never know. And number 5, regardless of all he has come to learn and the great efforts that he's made, DiMA is no less evil than his creators. Now, I know this may be touchy for some people, and I agree that because of his good intentions, it's not just black or white, but without giving away any major spoilers, DiMA is guilty of the murder of an innocent's life. It doesn't matter what your intentions are or what your own justification is to achieve what you think is best, there is no greater evil than taking another's life. And this is the very concept that he was trying to escape by leaving the Institute, that anyone has the ability to change something about you without your knowledge, without your consent. Now, if he was programmed to kill, at least he could then be made to not feel burdened or not worry about it. But the one thing that he spent his whole life achieving, right, independence, is also his greatest pain. And there you have it, my top 5 facts about DiMA. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and down below, please tell me, what are your thoughts on this character? He's certainly very complex, and I predict that everyone's going to have their own varying opinions on how good or how bad he is, but I definitely do want to hear down below what you think. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Take care.